Mojang is really stupid, which has been a sentence that has been traveling around the Minecraft community for quite some time. And this is the Copper Golem, which is either really smart or really delightfully dumb. Today I'm going to try and fix the Copper Golem, not necessarily in a bad way. So I'm going to try to learn how the Copper Golem works, then explain how it works, then how I can apply it to my everyday Minecraft life, which will probably be some insane project that will take up hundreds of hours of my time. And just how I like it, I'll go through any length to try and explain and explore this weird robot. So, and to preface, I did make this video when the Copper Age update did come out. So if things are a little outdated, just power through. This guy's the Copper Golem. Let's call him Jeff. Jeff is going to be really the main character of this episode. Now what he does, I already said, he takes one item from this chest and he puts it in that chest. And now there are lots of Jeffs. Incredible. This guy is not very good at its job. It takes one item from any certain copper chest and it puts it in the other chest. Now technically you could just use hoppers and it would do just the exact same thing. But that's not what we're going to do. The Copper Golem is a very inefficient use of copper, but it allows us to do stuff like this. Now that is a pretty cool feature. And that's essentially the idea. Putting things in other things until we can't put those things in those things anymore. Absolutely and completely foolproof. So, let the insanity begin. Guys, I have a brilliant idea. What if I made a bomb? Okay, so my immediate thought was danger, right? I saw these things and I was like, maybe... just maybe. Okay, I stopped talking like a total buffoon here, but essentially what I did was I put a chest on top of a hopper, and the chest was connected to the Copper Golem, which was connected to the copper chest, which is where the Copper Golem was going to get the item to get into the chest so that I could hopper into the dispenser so that it could blow things up. Maybe. Nope. Did... nothing. Hold on, I'm gonna search this up.
Uses mine carts with the TNT inside of them.
Okay, that works. Okay. So I initially wanted a couple thousand of these, or at least as many as my computer could handle. And I tried to make an automatic system. I'm just not smart enough to figure this out. But that didn't work because you cannot push chests. I didn't know how to like bypass that. I'm not smart enough. So I think we're just gonna have to go to manual labor. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, this took me way too freaking long. Okay, let me try and explain this problem to you. Okay, so imagine I want to put my cyan terracotta into this chest. If this guy does not find the stupid chest within 10 chests, he just gives up and starts all over. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to all of these different chests. He's going to not go to this one and not put the single one item. It doesn't track the item. I had to figure this out over like a 45-minute period, and it took me so long, and I finally just looked it up and was like, well, I guess that's it. But it looks like this one's going to find it. Great. A good workaround I found is to just trap the Copper Golem in a tube, but then it doesn't really do much. It just goes to that particular chest. Not very useful. But here's the thing. If we put the tube around multiple chests, like so, then they can find specific items in these chests, and then we can have some sort of like wall, and then we can get all of our items through just like doing that. So this would be like a wood one, and then we'd build like a stone one, and that would be great. That would be good for my survival world. Oh wait, I have a survival world. Okay, so I think you guys deserve a bit of a world tour. So here is my base. What's that? Okay, here's the base, but what is this? Hold on. Want help finishing this project? Hire us. WCG. Well, I obviously have no idea what this is. Corrupted world, maybe a YouTube channel no one has ever heard of. You know, that kind of ARG stuff, hopefully. At least I hope this is what that is, because if it's not, then I'm sad. And let's just focus on other things right now. Me, being the smart player that I am, did not collect copper until just about a few months ago when they dropped this update, which now I need it. So I decided, hey, why not? I need to dig a hole anyways. So I went down here and decided to dig a massive hole, not just for copper, but for other things. But then I realized they made an entire structure made for this sole purpose of getting copper and getting the resources that you need to build this robot. So I went along and did that for like maybe 30 minutes, and I got probably 8 times the amount of copper. I mean, come on. Are you really going to say that this was worth like the 10 hours of mining that I had to do versus this? Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is completely and utterly fine and balanced, as Munjang always does it. I need some pumpkins. I don't really know where to get them. And bam! It's pumpkins now. Yep, all of that. And now I have a ton of pumpkins. Woohoo! There should be enough pumpkins to get us through everything else, but it's pretty good. Yep, pumpkin is very, very good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did get a ton of pumpkins, but I didn't get them exactly in this moment. I just wanted to make this shot for the story's sake, and it's not my fault. I've been planning this video for a ton of hours or anything. It's just like I just needed pumpkins, and you guys are just gonna have to deal with it. So, you know, I was flying back and forth between places when I realized that there was a massive stone structure. All right, again, not me. I did not do this. But let's just see what they have to say. Want help finishing this good project? Maybe hire us. Okay, wow. Thank you for that great spelling, man. Probably best. OCG. Again, have no idea what this is. ARG bullcrap, but you know, it's probably something, you know, unique. I don't know. Probably subscribe at some point. Okay, just ignore me being Alex for a couple of seconds. And ignore this. This is old. We got a new machine. We got a basic item sorter where okay, that's very loud. Thank you. We have a basic item sorter with, you know, the redstone that works from the tutorial. But I added my modification of the necessary copper golem. So the hopper funnels into the copper chest. Now, I'm going to show you over there in that design, but essentially what it's going to do is going to funnel into that, and then little goober over there is going to grab it from this chest and then put it into this chest. Now, I kind of modded the design a little bit, so now there's about 8 chests because that's how many in one unit you can fit. Essentially, the hopper funnels everything into one specific chest. So it will funnel everything into this copper chest so that the items are picked up by this. And I did try fitting like 1 million in here. Didn't go very well. I think the maximum is like 10 that I can see. Like, I just started killing them off, and all of a sudden, yep, this is enough. And this is just a design just to cover this redstone up. But final thought, the items go onto these hoppers. They get sorted due to the redstone circuit here, and then they get sorted, funneled into these chests. All these hoppers funnel into this copper chest, and then these guys pick it up and take it into the chest that they need to. Right now, it's just sorting logs, which isn't very useful. But I even upped the design. This is essentially the same thing as the last two, except just a tad different. So if we put some blocks over it, then we can trap the copper golem instead of it being in the front. I am so smart. So I needed materials to build the chest in order to do something. And then I found this. You need help finishing your project? Hire us to help make it go faster. CG. I'm getting tired of this. This is really annoying. I came over here to get wood, and now I'm met with this. Okay, I'll just grab my wood and then be on my way. Oh, I guess I built it all without you looking. You should have been paying more attention. We gotta chop. Come on, you guys are smarter than this. I think the only problem with this is that there's not enough space. There's only 8 blocks that you can fit into one unit. And this is just all the stone. I think that one stands bone over there. So this is just the stone. I need every block. So it's kind of doing the math. This is about 40-ish blocks per row. I think that equates to like 20 rows. So if we do one on this side too, then that means 10 rows per side, and every single unit is about 10 blocks in width. And I'm gonna have to, I don't know. You know what? Let me just figure this out. I think we're gonna have to mine out a specific amount of area for the rest of the redstone machines. So okay, we're gonna dig. And while this slow peasant, what do you mean slow?
Oh, come on.
Just because
You
I'm
know
a
you're
woman
slow.
doesn't
Just-
mean you get
just treat me
get
any different.
faster. I don't know, man. Like just. And while we're doing that, let's figure out some other ways to use this copper golem. They actually had these things called copper statues. Now they added these in the update. I didn't really know where to fit them inside this video, so I might as well put them here. And you can do some pretty cool things with them. Like you can change them into specific statues, and they look pretty nice. Now, as I said, danger. So you might want to sit down for this. Now, you might be thinking, these are just the 4 copper golem variants. But now look at them. Now, this may look like a lot, because it is. Now you can like control your own little army. So if we go from one corner to the other corner, it will take, this will probably get sped up. It took me however long that took me. So these guys are a great way of, you know, just fooling around. If you showed this to your friend, you might be thinking, oh, well, that's not very good. Okay, fine. I'll actually show you something useful. You can use the copper golem as a stand-in statue for whatever you want to be sacrificing to. So if I were to be sacrificing to whatever that is, I could use like a shrine like this. It looks kind of cool. Also using the new copper blocks. Those are added in this update too. I don't really like them. They're kind of weird. It just, I don't know, man. So I found some pretty unique ways to use this copper thing. It can take items from one chest and put it in another. If we put some redstone lamps on it, it looks cool because we want to be cool. So it just is constantly looking at the items and then putting them in there. I just have it set so that it goes into a chest, but I would imagine you could probably do this with redstone. Similar, like here's a different design. You could just imagine somebody would hook up like an observer and some hoppers, but this is way cheaper unless you count this as cheap. So the copper golem can like go up steps. I wonder how far. So we're just gonna keep going and going and going and going. We're now officially at height limit. So there'll be this lonely chest against this line of infinite stairs. Well, I guess not infinite. All right, so we got it set up here. Ignore it. I kind of got bored of building it, but it should still pathfind to it if this will work. So he'll find the thing and he'll go up. What's it looking at? Did you just quit? Oh man, does that mean this idea won't work? Okay, let me do some learning. Okay, so it turns out it doesn't have infinite visibility. It can really only go up to a certain point. Say for example, it'll want to go up to 10-ish blocks. But now you're trapped. Now you're going to take dirt from this chest all the way to this chest. And we're just going to keep repeating until we're all the way up there. So I'll show a time lapse just so you think I'm not faking it. And we're finally here. How do you feel? Oh, like you're in heaven? Well, who am I to blame you? What? You take no fall damage? What kind of game is this? What do you mean you don't take any fall damage? Now this gives me an idea. This guy's gonna be going for a little bit of a ride. Oops. My bad. Alright, this should be working now. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Now that was fun. So you can just push these guys off edges and it will be completely fine. Dude, this is great. All right, let's go check. Let's go check on what has been going on down here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. I know I did all this, but man, Alex has been at work. Every single one is filled, except for these last 2. Dang. All right. So now our hole has almost doubled in size. That's crazy. Wait, What's that? I would like to inform you that I employed some of the content that you've been abusing in this video. Please give pay. Alex the Miner. I don't really care for the. This is I'm a capitalist. You don't get paid. I know that doesn't seem very equal, but it's equal. For now. I don't really get what content means. I always abuse content, so I think this will be fine. Unless the story takes a dark turn somewhere. Okay, so there are about 1,150-ish Minecraft 64 stackable items. So that means they don't stack up to 15 like signs or snowballs. So that means we're going to need roughly 1,150 chests for each item. Just for example, that's about this many chests. But of course, we're all going to be using double chests. And don't even forget about the double chests that are hoppering into the hoppers. Oh wait, did I forget to mention hoppers? Yeah, that's going to be an extra 3 layers. So that is equal to a rough total of 7,700 chests. I hate what I'm doing. Okay, so if my math is correct, there's a freaking blender outside. If my math is correct, then there's 38,000 planks. 38,000 planks. Probably more than that. And I haven't collected any wood. Okay, well, let's get on that. I haven't even mentioned the redstone. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem because I don't really have that much redstone. But we'll figure it out, as we always do. It's very dark right here. As I was flying back from getting wood, I saw something that was uniquely protruding out of the ground. Okay. What is this garbage is this now? All right, okay, let's see. Yeah, want any finish help hiring anything? You wanted the ECG. Okay, I don't even care anymore. I'm just, you know what? Let me. I got the wood, by the way. Here, let me do something. Can you actually do anything? We're gonna leave that. And hopefully, nothing bad happens. All right. These things have got to go. I don't want them here anymore. We're going to be... Okay, this is just hollow. Wow, okay. That's great. I reject all of my formal offers for peace. Wait, why is it so laggy all of a sudden? Dude, my frames are 20. Okay. Let's think about this. Let's hope nothing bad ever happens to me. Okay. No, they destroyed my machine. Oh, look at that. They destroyed my machine. Oh, no. I think they destroyed almost all of it. Look at that. That entire chunk is already gone. And look, they're still going to work at it. Oh, look at that. Oh, I guess I won't be finishing the machine this episode. Some final thoughts. The copper update is pretty good. If you're going to do anything with redstone, veer strictly away from this thing. It is not useful whatsoever in the slightest, and I do not think that is worth anything for my tiny brain. That being said, it is pretty cute. I just think that there are way better uses of your copper than to use it on some simple creature. Because look at this. This is the copper torch. It looks great against this grass, and is almost invisible when you put on a new texture pack. Man. So, that being said, I guess I'm never really finishing this thing. I had fun making it, but I think this is just going to be a skeleton of past projects. I'm not finishing this. I don't like it at all. It doesn't even work that well in practice, and it's super expensive. So I think what I'm going to give you is just this final note of advice. Stay away from the copper golem. It's not worth it. Subscribe so that I can make better content. It definitely equals more content.